Hello and welcome to Gold and Silver Assets. It's Sunday the 9th of February 2020. So today we're going to talk about gold's Achilles heel. And by Achilles heel I'm talking about a weakness in spite of overall strength. So overall I think gold has many fundamental reasons for strength, certainly in the long term. And I'm in no doubt that gold will be substantially higher in the years to come. However, on that journey upwards, there will be pauses and pullbacks, and so that's one of the things that I'm looking for. And I think we're coming close to one of those times where we're going to get a pause or a pullback. So let's start by looking at gold in US dollars on the weekly scale. And here we can see the channel that we've drawn by joining the previous lows here, cloning that line, and then moving in up here. And this was effective in predicting this high point up over here. Now, because of this channel, I think there is limited upside in gold in the short term. Here, as I've mentioned in previous videos, we've got the top of this channel, but in addition, we've got long-standing overhead resistance, particularly at around 1620, 1622 level. And so this represents a confluence of overhead resistance, and I think it's going to take some time before it can actually burst through that. I don't think the time is right now. So basically we've got limited upside up to around the 1620 level, but there is still potential for downside here to the bottom of this channel at the maximum. So the downside potential targets are around 1490, so that's the middle of the channel, which has provided support and resistance in the past. And the second possibility would be around the 1400 US dollar level. And so we've got to keep our minds open to this. So because of this limited upside and potential for larger amount of downside, I wouldn't be keen on going long at this stage, particularly since we've seen no signals that this is going to break out above this channel. We can also see with the RSI, it's still pretty overheated at the moment. So I'd just be very wary at this stage. Let's move on to gold in US dollars on the daily scale. And here we can see that we've had sideways movements in recent weeks, which can be quite difficult to trade. But one of the things that I mentioned in the previous video was this uptrend in the RSI. And when we first spoke about it, we were just at this level here. And I suggested that this may be an early sign of future downwards movements or consolidation. And so at that time price was around here. Now of course when we had the break of that RSI line, it went up and retested it and then subsequently moved down substantially, and of course we saw a breakdown below the bottom of this channel over here. So let's move on to looking at gold in US dollars on the 4-hourly scale. So again, we can see this channel, which seems to have been respected very well by the gold price. We saw the breakdown of the channel over here, and now price seems to be moving up to retest the top of this channel. So this lower channel line is basically now causing a significant amount of resistance. You can see here that price has tried multiple times to get through there. We also seem to be forming what might be an ascending wedge, which again is a potential bearish sign as well. So that combination of those two things makes me think that price is likely to turn around at this point and go back down, at least to the 1550 level, which has been very supportive in the past. If price does go below 1550, then the next target would be the height of the channel, which will bring us to around 1530, and any lower than that, then that's going to open up that longer term target that we spoke about at around the 1490 level. Up above we've got a couple of resistance levels, so we can see here that we have been forming lower highs, and so if we connect those highs, then potential resistance could be here at around 1589 level, and I think this is the absolute limit in the short term at the 1620, 1622 kind of level. The other reason why I'm slightly bearish in the short term is if we look at silver, because silver has not been performing nearly as well as gold has, and here we can again see that it's not even going to the top of this channel, it's kind of hanging around the center of this channel. We've also got this uptrend line, and so we're looking at potential downside targets here of 1725. Now if that's broken, that would open up the possibility of going down to the bottom of the channel, which is at 16 US dollars. Now in last week's comments, one of our regular viewers commented on a potential cup and handle formation in the GDX chart, and when I had a look at this, my view was that this right lip is a little bit low compared to the left lip, and so that made me suspicious about whether this was indeed a cup and handle forming. One possibility is that the cup is still in process and we haven't reached the right upper lip at this stage. But at the moment, I think it was too early to call that one. However, I did also have a look at the Gdxj, so that's the Junior Mining Index. And if we look on the weekly scale, you can see that we seem to be forming what may well represent an ascending triangle. Interestingly, on the RSI, again, we can join the lows on the RSI to form this trend line, and we're right on the trend line at the moment. So again, one thing to watch is for a break of that line there, which would suggest further downside and could be an early signal for a drop in the Gdxj. But let's have a closer look at the Gdxj on the daily scale, and this does look a bit more like a cup and handle. So here we have the left lip, here we have the cup, and this is likely to be the handle. But then another possibility is that we can only say that this is a cup and handle after the pattern is confirmed, and for that to occur we would need to see price go above the top of the handle and also above the top of the right lip. So we can say that we'd be a lot more confident of this if the Gdxj went above 41.7 and then 43 beyond that. But if we do look at the handle, at the moment it looks like we've got a small triangle forming there as well, and we are towards the bottom of the triangle there, and it's due to be breaking out in the next 1 to 2 trading sessions. So that suggests that we may get more downside move. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that this isn't a handle, because this could be the handle could be in the form of this channel here. So if price does break below the 39.8 level, then price could bounce off the 38.4 level before it makes its move upwards. But that does make it seem like quite a deep handle as well. So then another possibility is that this could actually be a double top, in which case we would need to see, for that to confirm, the price would need to go below 36. And interestingly, if that is a double top, then the target would be down here, which is the bottom of the larger ascending triangle we looked at on the weekly scale. So those are the levels to watch, but I think that gold isn't necessarily full strength at the moment, and there are some Achilles heels that we need to watch for. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next week. Bye.